Hello there. What is biogeography? Biogeography is the study of the geographic distribution of plants and animals. It is concerned not only with habitation patterns, but also with the factors responsible for variations in distribution. Strictly speaking, biogeography is a branch of biology, but physical geographers have made important contributions, particularly in the study of flora. The classification of vegetation and the preparation of maps of vegetation have been notably advanced by F. Swift, H. L. Shantz, H. M. Raup, and others. Biogeographic studies divide the Earth's surface, primarily the continents and islands, in regions exhibiting differences in the average composition of flora and fauna. It is thought that the present-day distribution patterns of plant and animal forms, as reflected in such biogeographic regions, are the result of many historical and current causes. These causes include present climatic and geographic conditions, the geologic history of the land masses and their climates, and the evolution of the taxon, for example, the genus or species which is involved. Investigators have found that rate of dispersal, adaptability to prevailing environmental conditions, and the age of the taxa being studied also have a significant pattern and extent of distribution. Biotic distributions. Geographic factors have played a significant role at every level of taxonomic division. Populations that become isolated by means of geographic barrier will tend to diverge from their species. Although these barriers, which include seaways, rivers, mountains, ranges, deserts, and other hostile environments, appear minor, they nevertheless can put a wedge between taxa, eventually causing related species, genera, families, and so on to diverge. An example of this mechanism is seen in the Gregory Reef Valley, the eastern branch of the East African Reef System. Distinctive subspecies of wildebeest are represented on either side of the Rift Valley, which the subspecies Conochaetus taurinus albojubatus, occurring on the east side, and C. taurinus hecki on the west. Other mammals, such as blue or diadem monkeys, Cerasopithecus mitis, exhibit similar geographic variation. The broad Congo River in the Central Africa is a barrier between many congeneric species, those that share the same genus of primates, such as the common chimpanzee, found on the north side of the river, and the pygmy chimpanzee, or bonobo, living to the south of the river. Most significant biogeographic divisions occur between genera of the same family that live on different continents, as is the case with African elephants, Loxodonta, and Asian elephants, Elephas. Whole families or suborders may differ from one major biogeographic realm to another, as is seen in the primate divisions of Old World monkeys, which are found in Africa and Asia, and the New World monkeys from South America.
There are three main fields of biogeography. First, historical, second, ecological, and third is conservation biogeography. Each addresses the distribution of species from a different perspective. Historical biogeography primarily involves animal distributions from an evolutionary perspective. Studies of historical biogeography involve the investigation of phylogenetic distributions over time. Ecological biogeography refers to the study of the contributing factors for the global distribution of plant and animal species. Some examples of Ecological factors that are commonly studied include climate, habitat, and primary productivity, which is the rate at which the plants in a particular ecosystem produce the net chemical energy. Moreover, ecological biogeography differs from historical biogeography in that it involves the short-term distribution of various organisms rather than the long-term changes over evolutionary period. Conservation biogeography seeks to effectively manage the current level of biodiversity throughout the world by providing policymakers with data and potential concerns regarding conservation biology.
Since the beginning of the theory of evolution, Charles Darwin used remote oceanic islands to show how isolated environments seem to give rise to new species. For example, Darwin asked the question of why the Galapagos and the Cape Verde Islands, which are off the coast of northwestern Africa, have such different species despite having nearly identical climate. Darwin observed that the species on both islands appeared to be closely related to the species on the nearest continent. He concluded that the animals on this isolated island must have been originally from the nearby continent, but because they were separated from the other species on the continent, they gradually evolved into something different over thousands of years.
Famous example of biogeography. The first example is the splitting of Pangaea. About 300 million years ago, Earth didn't have 7 continents but instead one massive supercontinent called Pangaea. In modern theory, it is known as plate tectonics. First split up is from Laurasia, which is in the present day known as Eurasia and North America, begin 200 million years ago, which is known as Gondwana, but at present days are now Africa, South America, Antarctica, India, and Australia. After 150 million years, Gondwana split again, which caused India to peel off from Antarctica, while Africa and South America rifted. And after 60 million years, North America split off from Eurasia. The next example for biogeography is the study of Galapagos finches by famous biologist and father of theory of evolution, Charles Darwin. Darwin finches of Galapagos Island continue to evolve in relation to another immigrant to the Galapagos, the Phyllonis downsea fly. As an adult, the fly eats fruits but lay its egg in finches' nests, and once they hatch, the larvae feed on blood and tissue of the nestlings. The physical changes due to Phyllonis are shaping evolutionary change in Darwin's finches.
The evolution of unique species on island is another example of how evolution and geography intersect. For instance, most of the mammal species in Australia are marsupials, where they carry young in a pouch, while most of mammal species elsewhere in the world are placental, which is nourished young through a placenta. The example of mammal species in Australia is koala, kangaroo, sugar glider, and wombat. Australia's marsupial species are very diverse and fill a wide range of ecological roles.
Hi, thank you for watching our video about biogeography.
We're SU20 student from Forestry, UMS. We're making this video because we are trying to promote about biogeography.
We hope you like the 10 minutes video did by us.
Introducing our team member, the most talented videographer is Nicholas, the awesome introducer is Erickson, the sunflower Jashina as the first voice actor, the lavender hair, Siti as the second voice actor, and lastly, me, myself, the most awesome one, is the last voice actor.
That's 10 minutes. See you guys next time. thought. Đố ai sai. Hả? Wait for it. Okay. Day one. Wait for it to stick.
Next question tu lah.